Hello everyone, welcome back to Believer Science Academy. This is topic of the day discussion. In today's topic, we'll be discussing a very important topic, especially from this year's mains. That is fostering innovation from business models to deep tech. Okay, this was an article written by Bhupendra Bhate, very important. So I thought of discussing it all together separately. So, what is the context? India's startup ecosystem has largely flourished on business model innovations such as food delivery and fintech. But now, time needs or the need is to transition to deep tech, that is, the technology built on fundamental research and engineering, so as to achieve long term technological leadership plus strategic autonomy. Okay, so in India, in the recent 4 to 5 years, there was a startup boost. Okay, there was startup boost. You could see startups coming up in all kinds of fields, especially food delivery, okay, health. For example, in food you can say Swiggy, Zomato. In delivery you can say Blinkit, Zepto. In health you can say Apollo Pharma, etc., etc. However, all these have developed in a way and they have become big companies and they have helped in economic development of India. But now the time is to shift from just basic startup and delivery to deep tech. Okay, for example, one of the best example of deep tech startup was Elon Musk's SpaceX, or you can also talk about China's DeepSeek. Okay, so India lags in these kind of technologies. That is, there is a need for us to foster startups in these kind of technology as well: space technology, artificial intelligence, semiconductors, electricals, electronics, etc., etc. Okay, so what is deep tech? Deep tech refers to solutions that are based on advanced scientific discovery, deep engineering, and complex technologies, not just digital or service innovations. Okay, the key sectors of deep tech are material science, such as advanced lightweight drones, power electronics, robotics and AI hardware, molecular drug discovery, quantum computing, and semiconductors and battery technologies. All these are the deep technologies which not only have the implications on the economy but also have a cascading effect on other industries as well. Okay, these are the basics which are necessary for most of the technology at the present day. Okay, so there are, according to the author, there are 5 pillars that needs to be addressed for building a deep tech ecosystem, such as product mindset, that is shift from service led to tool user mindset to product creation, like Google, Tesla, or SAP. In India, most of the companies, okay, even the big tech giants like Tech Mahindra, TCS, etc., etc., are mainly service led growths or service led companies, where they are not producing a new product. Instead, they are providing consultation services, they are providing tool usages. So now the need is to shift from this service led or consultation led development to production launching development. We should be able to produce tools by ourselves instead of depending on other tools and providing the consultation. We should develop our own tools. Okay, that is what Google, Tesla, etc., etc. do. Second is developing research and development culture. Encourage hands-on experimentation, risk-taking, and long-term thinking, not just managerial startups. Okay, such as Zepto, Blinkit. Also, need for technical depth. Technical depth not only for the employees but also the founders must possess a core scientific knowledge, not just business acumen. For example, Elon Musk. Say what you want about Elon Musk, but he was a pioneer in science as well, science and technology. As a result, his technology or his startups were based mainly on the deep technologies. Okay. Then need is to bring educational reforms, focus on first principle learning, mathematical foundations, and multidisciplinary collaboration, like MIT, Stanford universities. So there is also need to bring educational reform from the foundation itself. And finally, the role of government, that is smart government support, that is beyond funding, provide infrastructure like labs, pilot test facilities, and support outside incubators as well. With this, we, the India, can also develop a strong technology, that is deep technology innovation or ecosystem. So what are the challenges to deep technology in India? One is the education is mainly tool-centric education, meaning the tools are already provided by the companies from outside the world. Now we are only focusing on using the tool instead of theory-based education. Most engineering colleges teach tool but not the theory, leading to lack of innovation capacity. So for example, I'll talk about mechanical engineers. Okay, mechanical engineers. In college, they are taught theory but not at the level that you are able to discover new tools. Instead, you will be taught on how to use tools which are already been developed by other countries. For example, AutoCAD, CATIA V5, Mesh, SAP, etc. etc. The tools have already been developed by other countries or other companies. Now you are just taught to how to use these tools so that you are able to provide service, so that you are able to provide consultation. So now the need is to change this mindset. Why should we use tools of other countries? Why not develop our own tools? That should be the education. Second, weak industry academia linkages. There is minimal collaborative projects between colleagues, not colleagues, colleges and industries in India. Okay, so there is a lag between the demand of the industries and the skill that is being produced in colleges. There should be synergy between these two. Then infrastructure gaps, lack of low volume, high precision prototyping testing labs in India. Okay, then rigid government funding. Support is restricted to startups in incubators, doesn't assess technical merit or real world impact. Okay, so we are focusing only on what is being produced in a particular lab, but we are not assessing how anything that is being produced in the lab is going to help in the real effort. Can we implement in real effort? Can it be economical? Can it be produced in a mass manner? Okay, so that we have to assess. And startups lack technical founders as well. Many startups are led by non-technical managers rather than scientists or engineers. So these are some of the challenges in India. So how do you address this? Before that, we will understand some global best practices. Not every country started with the deep technology. They had to build the ecosystem. Only then the startups came up in deep technologies. For example, USA. In USA, there was DARPA challenge. What was this DARPA challenge? DARPA challenge was drone innovation in AI, robotics, Da Vinci, etc. etc. Under this DARPA challenge, they were able to develop drone innovation in AI, so robotics, etc. etc. This was a challenge to each universities, challenge to huge startups, etc. etc. to develop new technologies. Okay, under this program, they were able to develop all these things. In China, there is long-term state support for battery technology, semiconductors, BYD built from core chemistry. So this outcome can be seen in technologies such as DeepSeek. Okay, DeepSeek, which is artificial intelligence large language model. Okay, and third is Germany. Fraunhofer institutes promote industrial research and development with a strong industry academia linkages. And finally, South Korea, which focuses on early investment in research and development infrastructure, STEM education, field tech exports such as Samsung and LG. Okay, so these models can be followed or replicated in India as well. If these countries can, then why can India not? So policy recommendations is first bringing STEM education reforms, integrating fundamentals plus hands-on labs, encouraging interdisciplinary student projects. Okay, build centers of excellence beyond IITs. We take pride in IIT, IAS, etc., etc. Rightly so. But beyond that IIT, IAS, we should also promote private institutions. We should also promote other institutions, other colleges, other universities which are able to provide centers of excellence, which are able to bring reforms in STEM education, which are able to bring new innovations as well. Then deep tech incubation support, shared fabrication facilities, low cost certification labs, pilot plants and test beds. Okay, the capital needed for building tech savvy labs, it is going to be very high. So for that we can help in shared fabrication facilities. Okay, a startup which is working in battery, a startup which is working in AI might need similar labs, similar fabrication facilities. Those both should be allowed to use these facilities in a shared manner, so that the labs are used in an efficient way. And founder centric research and development incentives. Here government must evaluate technical depth, not just market readiness. Support early stage TRL, that is technology readiness level labs from 1 to 4. In yesterday's news analysis we discussed about TRL. What is the TRL? TRL is technology readiness level. It is a parameter to rate labs which was founded by NASA. It was followed in NASA by USA and this has been applied to India as well. Based on the technology readiness, that labs are ranked from 1 to 9. 1 to 9 is the basic and 9 is the most hands-on experiences available in 9 level labs. Okay, under new Anusandhan National Research Foundation scheme, the fundings are available from TRL 4 onwards. TRL 4 onwards, as a result, the earlier stages of TRL labs 1, 2, 3, which require most of the fundings at that stage, are being left out of the scheme. So those should also be brought into the scheme as well. Then research and development linked tax incentives, that is expand tax benefits for patented IP creation and not just for the revenues. And public procurement of deep tech. Okay, for any company to succeed or any company to sustain in the economy, whatever the products they are producing, they need certain buyers. Okay, initially they will find it difficult to find the buyers. As a result, what the government should do is, government should start itself as becoming the first buyers. Government should initially buy from those technology companies, buy from those deep tech companies, so that they are able to sustain their market, sustain their functioning. Okay, government should act as first buyer for indigenous deep tech such as healthcare, defense, energy, etc., etc. With this, it is going to bring more credibility to the industries and it is going to bring public trust into the industries, and then other private institutions and other people who require this healthcare, energy, etc., etc., they will also start buying from these startups from the deep tech. With this, we can help in developing deep technology in India. Okay, so data point for this is, like, India spends 0.65% of the GDP on research and development compared to 2.8% in USA, 2.1% in China and 4.6% in South Korea. So India is spending very less, so we should focus on improving the spending. And only 18% of the Indian startups operate in deep technologies. Majority still in service-based or platform innovations such as Zepto, Blinkit, etc., etc. India ranks 40th in the Global Innovation Index despite having the third largest startup ecosystem, because these startups are mainly focused in service-based as platform innovations. Mainly Zepto, Zomato, Swiggy, etc. Along with those, you have Dream 11 teams, okay, My 11, etc., etc. These are also startups. These are also innovating, but the innovation is mainly platform based. Okay, so that is why the need is to bring changes in the technology ecosystem so that we can develop ourselves as a deep tech hub in the world. Okay, so this was the video for today. If you like the video, then please hit the like button, comment on it, and also share with your friends. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.